Hello guys and welcome to my new series where I will teach you the first type of chords that any beginner guitarist must know. I'm talking about the open chords, and an open chord is a chord that has at least one open string. Okay, now before I begin the lesson, let me say a few words about the structure of these videos. Now for the first part I will tell you everything you need to know in order to play these chords. For example, the shape of the chords, some tips in order to avoid mistakes that beginners make, and on that part I will try to feel your pain a little bit. You will see what I mean when I get there. Then I will give you some exercises that will help you become better at playing these chords. And in the end I will tell you a little secret about these chords. Okay, for the second part I will talk about the theory behind these chords. Now for this video only, the theory part will be a separate video, and that's because I want to explain to you how to use numbers in order to represent notes, and this will be too much information for one video. Okay. So now let's begin with our lesson. As the title says, the first chord that I'm going to teach you will be D major. Okay, so let me come closer to the camera in order to show you the shape of the chord. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that for this particular chord we don't need the 6th and the 5th string at all. Okay, we will start by playing the 4th string. So the 4th string will be an open string. Then on the 3rd string I will place my first finger on the 2nd fret, right here. For the 2nd string I will put my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. And for the 1st string I will put my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. So this is D major. Okay, so this shape, you can see it on the picture that just appeared on the screen. If you don't know what this picture is, let me explain to you a little bit. So the numbers you see on the top represent each string. Okay, this is the 6th string and this is the 1st string. The X's that you see above the 6th and the 5th string means that these two strings are not played. Okay, the circle above the 4th string indicates that this is an open string, and then the numbers you see represent the fingers. Okay, this is the 1st finger, this is the 2nd finger, and this is the 3rd finger. Okay, so let's go to the tips that I promised you. The first tip is that in order to play this chord, we need to place our fingers vertically towards the fretboard, and the contact point between the strings and our fingers must be this part of the finger, the tip of the finger. Okay, so if my pick was a string, I will be touching it right here. Okay. If you don't do this, for example, if you touch the string with the tip of your finger, but it's not vertically placed, so it leans a little bit towards the 1st string, like that, then there is the risk of touching the 1st string, which will mute it, and it will sound something like that. Okay, also, if the contact point is not on the tip of the finger, but it's right here, for example, then my finger will also touch the 3rd string. Okay, which again will mute it. The same problem will happen with the 1st finger, which will touch the 4th string. Okay, so again, our fingers must be vertically positioned towards the fretboard, and the contact point must be the tip of the finger. Okay, so this is the first tip. The next thing that you need to pay attention to is that your fingers must be as close as possible to the fret. Not on top of it, but as close as possible. Because that's the only way that you get a nice and clean sound from the particular string. Okay, usually at this point the problem comes with the third finger, where it tends to go this way. If you cannot move it right here, then you can use your right hand in order to do so. Okay, there is no problem in doing that. So, that was the second tip. The next two tips are related to each other. Okay, they both have to do with the amount of pressure that we apply to the strings in order to play the note. Okay, now you must make sure that you apply the right amount of pressure so that the strings touch as well as possible the fretboard and not just barely touching it, because again that's the only way that you will get a nice and clean sound from the string. But if you apply too much pressure, then you run the risk of bending the note a little bit by pulling it down or pushing it up. Okay, and then your chord will sound a little bit out of tune. So we make sure that we apply the right amount of pressure, but not too much. Okay, the next tip has to do with the picking hand. Now, since you are a beginner and you are just learning the chord, I advise you that you don't play the chord by hitting all the strings at once, like that. Because that way you won't be able to hear the little mistakes that you will do. Okay, so for example, if I play all together, it sounds good, right? But the thing is that my third string finger is not pressing the second string well enough, so it sounds like this. So, right now that you are just learning the chord, try to play one string at a time. Okay, do a sweeping motion like this and let every string sound alone for a little bit. Okay. And the final tip that I'm going to give you has to do with your fretting hand. You must be sure before you play these chords that your nails are as short as possible, because if they are long, then they will get in your way and they won't let you play the chords very well. That's a golden rule. We never play guitar with long nails on our fretting hand. For the picking hand, you can have as long nails as you want. Okay. So now, as I promised in the beginning of this video, I will try to feel your pain a little bit. And that's how I will do it. I will take my guitar and I will turn it the other way. So now, my picking hand has become a fretting hand, and my fretting hand a picking hand. So now I'm just a beginner as you. Let's see how I will play the chord. Just imagine that the strings are the other way around, so the thinner strings are right here and the thicker strings are right here. Okay, let's go. So, second finger goes here, third finger goes here, and first goes here. Let's see how it sounds. One string at a time. Nice. Nice. Not so good. Let's see what happens. It's probably because I'm not pressing it well enough. I'm not applying the right amount of pressure. Let's see now. Good. And now for the last string. No. Let's see what the problems are. First of all, my finger is not vertically placed towards the fretboard, and I'm not applying the right amount of pressure. So let's change that. Let's see now. Nice. again, I'm not applying the right amount of pressure with my third finger. Something like that. Okay. So play the chord again and again and again and again. Pay attention to the tips that I gave you. Make sure that you don't make those mistakes, okay? And just keep practicing. In the end, you will get it, okay? Don't worry if you have problems. We all had these problems, okay? Even all these virtuosos, they had to go through the same problems again and again and again in order to get to the point they are today, okay? So now let's move to the exercise. So the first exercise will be the following. Play the chord like that, one string hitting one string at a time. Okay. Then open your hand and then again reshape your fingers in order to make a D major chord and play it again. Again, open your fingers and play again the D major. Open your fingers, reshape them, play. Open your fingers, reshape them, play. Do it again and again and again and again. And if you get bored of doing this again and again, you can try to make a little rhythm out of it. For example, you can do this. Okay, if it's too hard for you, play something simpler. Okay, anything you want, anything you can play, okay. But just make sure that you don't hit the 6th and the 5th string, okay. If you want, you can do what I did right here, and that is touch with your thumb the 6th and the 5th string so that you mute them. So even if you hit the 5th string, it will sound like this. Okay, no sound at all. Okay, this is the first exercise. Usually the second exercise that teachers will give you will be to change between many chords. Now, since this is the first chord that I teach you, I'm going to assume that you don't know any more chord shapes. Okay, so the exercise that I will give you will be the following. You will play the shape of D major again, right here. You open your fingers, you go 4 frets higher on the guitar and reshape your fingers in the shape of D major again. Like this. Okay, it might not sound very good to play this string, but at this point we don't care about how good it sounds. We're not making a song, we're playing an exercise. Okay, again we open our fingers, we go 2 frets down and we reshape them again. We open again our fingers, we go again 2 frets higher, 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Open them, 2 frets down, 4 frets up, 2 frets down, 4 frets up, 2 frets down, and so on. Okay, but as you are doing this exercise, keep in mind that every time you play the chord, you need to open your fingers completely and then reshape them again. That's the only way that you will learn how to play these chords. It's all about muscle memory. Okay, so we play the chord, we open our fingers, we reshape them again, we play the chord. Keeping in mind that we don't hit the 6th and the 5th string at all. So now it's time to talk about the little secret that I promised. Before I share this secret with you, there are two things that I want to tell you. First of all, in order to be able to use this secret, you must know how to find the notes on the fretboard. Okay, if you don't know how to do it, go down in the description and click the link there. It will take you to the first lesson that I did, exactly at the point where I talk about how to find notes on the guitar. Okay, also what I want you to know is that the name of the chords come from the notes that we use in order to form these chords and not from the shape. Okay, so this chord is not called D major because of the shape, but because of the notes that it contains. The shape is just a result of all these notes put together in order to form the chord. Okay, but now since you don't know the theory behind the chords, I will use the shapes in order to explain this secret to you. So, let's go. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that for this secret we will need only the strings that we use our fingers on. So, the third, the second and the first string. Okay, so let's see. Right here, as I said before, we have the chord D major. So, we get from the shape of the chord that it's a major chord. Now we need to find where is that D note. Okay, because the chord is called D major. So it's got to have a D note, right? So let's see. Now if you know where are the notes on your fretboard, you would know that the D note is located on the second string and on the third finger. So the major part comes from the shape of the chord, and the name of the root note, which is the note in the name of the chord. Okay, so we have D major, so the root note will be D, is located on the second string and on the third finger. So, if I take the exact same shape and move it up to here, okay, here, what will be the name of this chord? Let's see. First of all, we see the same shape as the shape of D major. So this chord right here must be a major chord. Now we need to find what's the root note so we can get the full name of the chord. Let's go back on the D major chord. Where was the root note? It was on the second string and on the third finger. So if we go again up here with the same shape, the root note must be in the same place on the second string and on the third finger. So this note right here is the note B. So this must be B major. Let's see another example. Let's go right here. What do we have again? We have the shape of the major chord, and on the second string we have the note F. So this must be F major. Get it? So the conclusion is that if we memorize the shape of the D major on these three strings, we can find every major chord we want, again on these strings only, okay, not on the other strings, on these three strings. We just need to find the root note on the second string and then just make the shape of the D major. For example, we want to play A major. We go to the second string, we find the note A, which is located right here. We place our third finger on it, and then we just form the shape of the D major chord, like this. This is A major. Okay, so by memorizing one shape, you can find every chord of the same type, a major chord, on the same set of strings. Okay, that's why it's so important to memorize all the shapes of the open chords. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to tell you about the D major chord. I hope you found this lesson useful. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will be more than happy to answer them. Okay. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, in the next video I will talk about the theory for D major, and then the next chord that I will show you will be D minor. Okay, so we can compare it with the major. So thank you for watching this video, and remember, practice is the key to success. See you next time.